have a huge match on Sunday. Lehigh has a great team, and I think we have Indiana after that. So finals week takes a toll. You know, I mean, these kids need to finish up and do well in school this semester. So there's a lot coming up. Although it doesn't look like it on our schedule. I mean, these guys are busy, and we're preparing.
Do you use that time that break to help work out some kinks you have in the lineup, getting guys in here competing, trying to see if there's anything you need to change at all?
Yeah, you know, that's part of the game. We're always trying to find a better way and trying to help these guys improve in what they're doing. We have some new faces and a few weights, some young guys that need experience, and you know, just keeping that positive approach and attitude, and just trying to improve, right? Whether you're Zane or whether you're a freshman, you know, like Devin, it's the same mentality. You got to try to improve, and we're not trying to win and lose. We're looking for progress and scoring points.
You could say the weekend wasn't too kind to you guys because obviously Keener didn't get to finish the Classic, and then Joseph didn't get the rest of the Classic. But you know, can you talk about how these breaks can sort of help with that too? I mean, if you guys get guys injured.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go into a tournament, and you have multiple matches. You know, you're probably going to have guys come out with some bangs and some tweaks, and that's fine. You know, I mean, that's life. That's wrestling. You know, if you can get through something and without major injuries, you know, I mean, you know, we're fortunate. We got some little bumps and bruises, but nothing that's major, right? So, and you know, you wish everyone on every team could just be healthy, and you know, best man, best team win. But you know, that's not really how it works. So, you know, you got to do the best that you can, and you know, not put yourself in bad positions, but also just understanding it's a physical sport, and you know, you might tweak your thumb or your, you know, whatever. So that's just part of the game.
Are you willing or able to share what was wrong with Keener or Joseph?
They're both just, I mean, bumps and bruises. I mean, I think you saw, or the people saw Keener, you know, he wasn't hiding anything. So, and he, you know, if it's more important later on in the year, obviously they're both wrestling, but, you know, if you've got some bumps and bruises, there's no reason to push it at that point. I mean, you know, the competitive side of you wants to wrestle and wants them to wrestle, but, you know, you got to think long term and keeping them healthy. I mean, Keener's a fifth-year senior, sixth year, so, I mean, he has plenty of experience. You know, it's not like he needs to wrestle 1,000 matches. It's just keeping him healthy.
With Jason coming up with different moves, what's it like to kind of see that creativity out there? And is that unique?
Yeah, I mean, it shows you just a confidence and a fearlessness, and you know, I mean, I'm sure all coaches, they sit and play with moves, and there's things that you learn as a coach 10 years after you've done, and you try to teach them to your team, but they usually don't do them, right? You never see them. But Jason's a guy that if he's working on something, he's going to try it, you know, and that's definitely a contagious attitude that, you know, a lot of these guys are. If you watch the Classic, the Keystone Classic, or any dual meet, our guys are, you know, they're not afraid to attack and to try big, exciting, fun moves, you know, so try new things. So, yeah, I think what Jason's doing is great, and we love his confidence. And but part of being successful in doing something is you have to be committed to it, right? You can't do something halfway and think it's going to work, and so he's committed to, and the technique that he's using, it's good quality, solid technique, right? I mean, it's different, right? Probably not been seen very often, but it's very, very solid technique.
How much time does he put into that?
Well, I mean, you watch him wrestle in practice, or you watch him in a match. I mean, that's how he's the same in here every day. He's very consistent, and so he's working those different techniques and year round, right? So when we watch him, that's what we see every day, right? It's, you know, we have the luxury, I guess, of being able to see him every day, but yeah, he's fun to watch. I mean, Nolf's very unique and very special, and somebody that you know, I mean, you don't compare kids, but I mean, he's unique in that you probably won't see anybody like him anytime soon. You know, he's special.
Are there any examples of kind of the moves, the different moves that maybe you show that you said some guys wouldn't try those, but maybe now you see him and other guys really taking that to heart?
No, I'm not. I mean, Nolf just plays. He plays with the sport. He's always trying to get better. he's going to try it, right? He's not a guy that's going to play with the technique and then not ever try it out there in a big match. And he's going to try it. And he's going to throw it, and if it doesn't work, well, that's fine. And then he can work on it and improve it, whatever. But yeah, it's just, I mean, you see the film and what he's doing, right? I mean, different websites try to break down what he's doing, but still hard to stop.
How important is the rivalry with Lehigh to the sport of wrestling in general, and how big of a change have you seen in it growing since you guys have become such a power for the last 10 years?
Well, Lehigh always has a great team. They're very well coached. They always peak at the end of the year and wrestle great at the national tournament. And yeah, it's one of the longer, more storied rivalries in college wrestling. I don't know if there is a rivalry that goes back, as long as Penn State Lehigh. So it's special. It's special to our fans. It's special to their fans and their alumni, our alumni. And that's why that's one team outside of the Big Ten that we wrestle every year. We're going to wrestle Lehigh every year, and that's just the way it is.
Cael, similar to his question,
yeah.
I counted, and if all the regular starters from both teams wrestle, there'll be about 14 guys from Pennsylvania wrestling. So what do you think that type of thing does? 14 Pennsylvania guys wrestling on a big stage like PPL Arena. What does that type of thing do to help build momentum, like grow interests about wrestling, specifically in the sport of Pennsylvania, in the state of Pennsylvania?
Well, I think having success is draws attention, right? Regardless of the sport, or Lehigh has a great team. We have a great team, and it's going to draw interest. I mean, they have one of the best teams in the country, right? They showed that. I think most people knew that coming into the year, right? I mean, you go up and down their lineup, and they're a legit NCAA title contending team. They always have great dual meet teams, and I think anytime there's competition, right, it's exciting for everybody, and it should bring the best out of us. It's going to bring the best out of them. We expect their best, and they want to beat us, and we want to beat them. I mean, it's in respect, out of respect, as a rivalry, and just so that when you compete, you want to win. But I think, no doubt, I mean, there'll be a lot of attention on that match this week. It's going to be a great match. You go up and down the lineup. There's some big-time matches, and we're excited. I'm excited to see our team, really go up against a top-notch team to see how our guys respond, and we'll find out on Sunday.
Does that atmosphere compare to anything you've ever seen in a dual meet between Penn State and Lehigh? I mean, I've been there in the Stable Arena, went to see you guys wrestle, and last year in the BJC, that was pretty special with 50 people there. Is that something you've ever seen in your career?
Well, I mean, there have been large dual meets, right? I mean, but if you look at the numbers, right, the BJC, outside of the outside dual meets in the football stadiums, I mean, we've had, I think, the 3 or 4 or 5 largest dual meets ever at the Jordan Center. So I mean, numbers speak for themselves, but great rivalry, and outside of a couple Big Ten teams, be able to sell out the BJC. It says a lot, right? I mean, we wrestle Iowa there; it sells out within a week. We've wrestled Ohio State that's sold out, right? So, but being able to compete against an in-state team and sell out the Jordan Center, that speaks for itself.